Hey, good afternoon, guys. This is Chantel. I hope you're doing amazing. I'm going to do a little tiny training session today on doing Facebook Lives, getting engagement, how to build your audience by doing them. And I'm just going to give you guys some of the tips and tricks that I use. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not perfect at this. I don't think it's something that you run out of the gates and you're perfect at, but you know what, it's something that you can continually work on, and you can really generate some amazing relationships, build your Facebook audience, and start building your business that way. So I've written down a ton of notes. I encourage you to grab a notebook and a pen, and if you guys are tuning in live, comment below with a little fire emoji and we'll get into this thing. So as I'm doing this live video, because it's training, I'm gonna be really kind of doing all the tips and tricks that I'm suggesting to you guys, so that you can see the flow and how it is that I am using that in my Facebook Lives. So I always start out by saying, hey, it's Chantel Taylor. If you haven't popped onto my broadcast before, so excited that you're here. Drop a new emoji or a new NEW below if you are new. Would love to send you a quick shout out. So that's how I start out. I sometimes will go right into, hey, I'm Chantel. I've got 2 kids, work full time, have this amazing business of the journey of better that I love. You know, I will kind of expand sometimes, other times I won't. So that is my personal info or intro. Hey, Anthony. Yeah, awesome. So that's the first thing. So, you know, if you don't have a huge audience yet, it's important that you introduce yourself, right? Hey, Scott. And as I'm saying hey to Anthony, as I'm saying hey to Scott, that's interacting and engaging with your audience, and it's something you want to do. You don't want to get into it too much where every time somebody's commenting, you're responding to them, because it gets really annoying for all of your viewers, because not everybody wants to hear you say hello to everybody. But it's great to show people who are watching live that there's other people watching live with them, and that this content is worth their time to stay on and watch. Okay, so that's number 1, right? So have a little intro. I always say, hey, where are you guys tuning in from? If you're tuning in live, comment below where you're tuning in from. I'd love to see where you guys are. It's really crazy when you say that, because you'll see people are tuning in from Australia. I'm in Canada, but I'll see people are tuning in from the States, or like all sorts of places, and it's really cool. Plus, it gives you an idea of where people are and what works for that audience of when you should be doing your Facebook Lives. Okay. Another one that would be super helpful for engaging with people is asking them to drop an emoji. So if you're like, you know, you're trying to engage people, let's say nobody's commenting, you can see you have live viewers, but nobody's commenting. You can be like, hey guys, drop a sunshine emoji if it's sunny where you are, or a snowflake emoji if it's snowing where you are. It's easy for people to drop an emoji. They don't feel like they have to be that first person to comment. They don't have to answer something maybe they're not comfortable with. But what it does is it starts that engagement. And once people start commenting, once people start actually plugging in and engaging with you, your live will boost higher on news feeds. And so you'll actually start getting new viewers. So the biggest thing, I'm going to jump back to the beginning. If you're going to do Facebook Lives, I highly encourage you to change your settings to public. Otherwise, the only people who are ever going to see this are the people who are on your friends list. You need new eyeballs seeing you every single day. So change your settings to public. If you're not comfortable with your kids' pictures being posted on your profile because it's public now, maybe only post pictures of your kids when it's the side of them, the back of them, not their face, whatever you're comfortable with. But if you really want to build your business on Facebook and you want to grow an audience, public is the way to go. Okay. So this is one that I struggle with. It's something that I have to work on constantly. But it's encouraged that you talk to your audience as if they're 3 or 4 years old. And that's not to be disrespectful to anybody, but not everybody knows what the word ketosis means, right? Not everybody knows what BHB salts are. So it's really important that when we're talking to people, you know, when I talk about ketones, a lot of time I say my mom fuel, the fuel that makes me feel best and gives me the ability to mom well, the ability to get up in the morning even though I haven't had a full night's sleep. I try to turn it into layman's terms. So I hope that kind of breaks down. You don't want to talk to people like they're not smart or they're not intelligent or that they're children, but you want to make sure that this is covering your entire audience. Okay, that's page 1 of my notes, guys. All right, so if you guys are getting value from this, drop a 2 below. Yeah, so you're 6, Scott. That's awesome. I'm so proud of you. Okay, so you can use little things like drop an emoji, drop a 2, whatever below when you want people to start engaging. So let's say a lot of people aren't commenting, but you're feeling like they should be. You can be like, hey guys, does anybody relate to what I'm saying? And then ask them to drop something below, and then they'll be able to do that. Okay, here's a great tidbit of information. You want to be talking to your audience and asking them questions that are really easy to answer. You don't want to ask them questions that they have to write a sentence. So if you were to say, hey, are you guys live? Drop an emoji below. That's easy to answer. Where are you tuning in from? They know what city they're in, hopefully. You know, do you have kids? Drop a 3. You know, things like that. You want to be asking questions that there's no time for them to think about the answer, and they're just going to start responding. So that's going to create some amazing engagement. All right, so I'm jumping all over the place a little bit, but that's okay. So throughout my lives, what I'll do at some point is, you know, I'll be like, okay, right now we have 9 live viewers, which is actually really great for a Saturday afternoon. You know what, guys? If you aren't already getting all my broadcast notifications, I'd super encourage you, jump over to the top of the screen. There's 3 little dots that'll actually be on this side for you guys. Turn on notifications for Chantel Taylor, and next time I go live, you'll be able to get into the content right from the beginning. You won't have to watch it again, and it'll be amazing for you to know in the future when I'm going to be live and when I'm not going to be live. That one there creates a following. So now for me, I follow Keto Mom, I follow Steve Mielke, I follow a bunch of different online social media coaches. And so when they go live, I get a notification on my phone. I'll see it and be like, okay, I want to watch that one, or I can ignore it, right? That way you get a lot more live viewers. Otherwise you're gonna get replay viewers. Replay viewers are actually gonna be your higher percentage of viewers, but it's great when you can have live viewers. It boosts your live video on news feeds. Okay. So here's another great thing. You just want to be giving value when you're doing lives. You don't always have to talk about the business. It's great to always have the product maybe in the background, or be drinking, you know, your hot chocolates with cacao as you're having your conversation. But to constantly be pushing your product, people are going to stop watching your broadcast. So for me, I love sharing tips about being a mom. I love sharing tips about like, oh, I found this really cute lipstick, or what do you guys think of this or that? Last night I did a post, you know, where do you guys shop for your makeup? And it literally had nothing to actually do with makeup. I just wanted to see what people could do to engage with me. Also, I want to see where people are spending their money and how much they're willing to spend on makeup, which is not a necessity, because then I know that my audience is in the right spot. If they're willing to spend money at high-end department stores and Sephora, then I know they're willing to spend money on ketones. So you want to just be bringing value, whether it's in a live or in your posts. All right. Oh, here's another example. So not a lot of times, but frequently I'll cook dinner while doing a live, and I'll use MCT oil while I'm making like a salad dressing or something, or I'll put MCT oil on. I won't actually be like, here, this is our MCT oil. But what I'll do is I'll just be like, hey guys, making up some homemade salad dressing. And then they see I'm using a package that they've never seen before, right? You know, the little MCT pack. So I'll just be like, oh, chew, blah, blah, blah. I'm making some salad dressing. And then people be like, oh, what was that? Is that a salad dressing pack, or what was that? And then they message me. So it's a way to engage without actually talking about anything. Okay, so this is a challenge I'm going to encourage you all to do. If you do this, I would suggest we could do this. Okay, here, I'm gonna make this happen right now. Let's do a 30-day live challenge. If you want to commit to that, drop 30 below. And this is real. I'm not just teaching you guys how to do lives or how to better your lives. But if you were to do 30 live videos every day, so for the next 30 days, your audience will grow. Your engagement will grow. Why? That's just the algorithms of Facebook. What are algorithms? I don't really know, but it's like a thing that decides if you're going to be on the top or you're going to be on the bottom. So if you commit to the next 30 days of doing a live video every single day, you will increase engagement and audience. If you are terrified of doing live videos, that's okay. start with doing a live video of watching your dog do something hilarious. Start with doing a live video of showing yourself making dinner. You don't even have to be in the live, right? You can flip the screen, like I'll flip it and you guys are gonna just see my office. Okay? You can do it like that. You'd be like, hey, this is Chantel. Look, here is my vision board on my wall, blah, 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 blah. Okay? People don't need to see your face. Eventually, let's work into that. But if you can consistently do 30 days of live videos and start creating that momentum where people see, oh, wow, Sarah's going live. Oh, look, Lisa's going live. Oh, cool. Whoever it is going live. It's going to create that audience. It's going to start creating that engagement. It's going to start creating that following. You will see your friend requests go up without you having to ask for them. Once you've done your 30 days of lives, and I've done this multiple times, it works. It's a commitment because you have to be coming to the table every day with some awesome content. So I love to talk about mindset. I love to talk about mom hacks. I once did a live video about the fact that like there's pee all over my house because I have boys. And I was talking about pee. I was talking about how I never have socks that match for the kids. I was talking about some crazy stuff that had nothing to do about my business, but people were able to relate to me, right? They were able to be like, oh my gosh. So once you do your 30 days, then you can back off to 2 to 5 times a week. I'd encourage you to stay somewhat consistent because you're now gonna have an audience who's expecting you to do a broadcast. For me, I like to stick with around 5 o'clock just because that's kind of the time of day when I like to do them. But I always, unless my kids are sick like this week, Thursday night, 8 or 9 o'clock, I'm doing a live. And I'm going to get into why Thursday, 8 or 9 o'clock works for me. And this is the next point right here. So I encourage you to do this for the next 3 days. Go onto your phone at 9 in the morning, noon, 5 o'clock at night, and then 9 o'clock at night. Go into your messenger, and then you'll see all the active people. Just on a notepad, just like one of these little scratch pads, write down whatever, Saturday at 9 a.m., noon, 5, and 9. Write down how many people are currently active on Messenger, which that's how many of your friends are active on Facebook. Once you know that, you can start gauging, oh, look at the most active people are always at noon for me, or they're always at 9 o'clock for me. That's your sweet spot. So what you need to do is you need to start doing your lives when the most people are on. So go for 3 days, write that down, figure out what the average is. And if for me, that's why Thursday at 8 or 9 o'clock works for me, because my audience is highest at that point. So when I go live, it shows up in my stories on the top of my Facebook, and it shows up on my news feed and on hopefully my followers' news feeds as well. But it's going to show up on more of them because more of them are online. So this takes a little bit of research. It doesn't take long, just 3 days, right? Do Saturday, Sunday, Monday, maybe stretching to Tuesday because weekends are iffy. But find out when your audience is peaking. Everybody's audience is going to be absolutely different because we've all hit different people for different reasons. If you're coming from a different company, let's say you were with a different company and you maybe were with makeup or something like that, your audience is going to be way different from mine because I don't have a background in network marketing, okay? So that is a huge key point. You need to figure out what your audience does or doesn't do. At the end of your lives, that's kind of when you're going to like make your close. You're gonna do a call to action if you're gonna have one. That would be a great time where you could be like, you know what, if you guys have any questions about that mom fuel that I keep messaging, if you guys have any questions about that mom fuel that I keep talking about, message me. I'd love to share it with you. For me, I started a newsletter, like a news list where people can tune in and get a newsletter from me every couple days. So at the end of my lives recently, I've been saying, hey guys, I'd love to share more with you, and I have some really cool information, and I send it out via email. If you're interested in that, I'm gonna post the link below. Feel free to sign up. It's free and it's super amazing content. So you need to, if you can get used to that, again, that takes a little bit of time, have your call to action at the end. If you know you're wrapping up your live videos and you all of a sudden went from having 2 viewers at the beginning to having say 10 or 20 at the close to the end of your live broadcast, what I would expect would be best, because not everybody's going to know this, but your live viewers, you want them to go back and watch it again. You want them to go back and see the initial content. So what I'll say to people is, you know what, you guys, I see that you're just jumping on live. I'm just about to tune out. But you know what I'd really suggest, if you love what you're hearing in the last few seconds, wait till I'm done this and go back and watch the replay. It'll help you out so much. We talked about this, 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 and this. And it'll, again, increase your views, and it'll push it again on news feeds. So this is something just to keep everybody humble. Some live videos are going to be amazing. Some people are going to, you know, be commenting, engaging, and it's going to be like, holy cow, this is like the good one. This is the money. And some aren't. And that's okay. They're all just as important, okay? Don't delete a video because it didn't have great views. Don't delete a video because it didn't have a lot of comments. That video may in the future be of extreme value to you, where you can share it or comment below on it and get people going. For me, my newsletter, I tag a video from my previous videos in every single one of my newsletters. And so I'm using old content all the time. So don't delete videos. Even if you're just like, oh my goodness, that was really bad. I mess up my words a lot. And that's okay. It's just real. It's who I am, right? And that's kind of like all the tips that I had for today. All that I can suggest is that if you aren't already using a tripod, invest in one. I use like a $20 one off Amazon. It can turn, like I can adjust my height. Right now it's about 2 feet off my desk, and it's pretty cheap, easy equipment. I also have a light, so you'll see right now I have the light on. I'll give you an example of what my light does. So here's the light off, here's the light on, and then I have 3 color settings. So that's like a bright white light, that's an orange one, so if I needed a tan, and then that's like the blue light. So that one works. Sorry, that's the blue light there. It's okay, but I prefer the bright white one personally, and I can adjust. The color, like you can go dim. See, you can make it, or you can make it brighter. So these are all items found on Amazon, and I find it's great because otherwise it's so dark. Natural lighting and lighting that we have in our homes just doesn't cut it. And I think that's it, guys. If you have any questions for me, comment below. I will definitely connect with you guys. I'm more than happy to share this sort of stuff with you. I am no guru on this. I just invested in myself, and I've done social media coaching. I've continued to learn. I continue to watch other people's videos and learn from them and see what I can do better. And I think it's just important that if you want to start engaging and building your audience on Facebook, this is the new way of doing it. This is the future. I heard this thing, I don't know how true it is, but I'm going to believe it, that in the next 5 years, Facebook is primarily going to be video based. And so I think if we're ahead of the curve, if we really stand up and say, hey, I'm going to be that person, I'm going to be that face, you can absolutely crush this business and this brand and who you are, because people like you. They want to get to know you. The relationship starts here, right? Because now I have people following me or watching my videos who I've never met, but they're like, hey, are your kids feeling better? Because they heard me say my kids are sick. Like, they care about me, which is amazing, right? So I've built a relationship and I'm doing something right. So I hope those tips really helped you guys. Again, any questions, feel free to ask me. I would love to connect with you guys. Again, I'm not a guru. I'm sure there's so many more things I could share if I really dug deep, but that's a good start. Have a great day, guys. Bye. Yeah, no problem, Lori. No problem, Lisa. Bye, guys.